Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk by Verified. So after the quarterfinal match of UCL, we are here to discuss and review the quarterfinal week. So this has been an amazing week. We have seen some unexpected drama out there, and the results were pretty unexpected. But yes, we have our four semi-finalists with us, and we'll be moving on to the next week for the semi-finals and then for the finals. So we've gathered here with Hardik and Shrey, and we have a new guest, Rajan, with us to actually elaborate upon some of the few matches, right? So I'll start with Hardik. I want you to tell me how was the Atlanta and PSG match? How did you expected it? Was it like really? Was the outcome really like outcome that you really expected? So what do you think of that particular match?
Well, seeing this fixture, we all were expecting that PSG should have won comfortably, and seeing their lineup and all the stars player that PSG have, it should would have been comfortable for them. But what we saw in the match was Atlanta gave them a tough fought, and they were quick, they were sharp, they were efficient, and the goal they scored was basically what I'll call a PSG defense mismanagement because Pasalic was completely unmarked in the box, and that resulted in the first goal for Atlanta. And they then defended furiously, and they were very quick in getting the ball. Although PSG had possession, but they were unable to beat the defense. And also, I found Neymar not performing that good what he can do, because in the first half we saw that PSG were taking Atlanta for casual, and Neymar had a lot of chance missed, and also PSG were unable to create some fruitful chances. So I think PSG got a bit lucky here as they scored two goals at the end, and seeing such so many good players, I thought that Marquinhos and the second goal which was scored, it was basically like, yeah, it was lucky for them, and I hope PSG will perform better in the semi-final because they won't be lucky all the time.
Right. And so, do you think that
Yeah.
there is like we saw that Mbappe joined in a little late in the playing
Yeah.
11? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people are were actually saying that it is the luck that Mbappe gave them. So, can
Exactly,
we
I can
count
say
that
that
in?
because I thought that Mbappe should have been in the starting 11, because I don't know, this clearly shows that PSG were taking Atlanta for granted because they didn't even play Mbappe. And so yeah, I hope so when things were not going PSG's way, they brought Mbappe, and I hope it gave them the luck.
Right, right. So yes, that
Yeah.
is, I believe, yes, the PSG really deserved that win, but seeing Atlanta scoring first was
Yeah.
actually creating the dilemma whether
Exactly,
PSG
it was
will
a game
qualify.
changer for PSG. I
Right,
think they weren't expecting them to score a goal first.
right, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next fixture, next quarterfinal that we had was Leipzig versus Atletico. So Shrey, what do you saw in that particular match? What do you think was the result? I believe Spanish fans are not at all happy with whatever they saw. So like, yes, please, I want you to throw light on this match.
Yeah, see, Atletico's tactics are always under the scanner. When it works for them, everybody's happy. When it doesn't come off well, then everybody start to criticize them. They question them. These were the same tactics that won them the game against Liverpool. But you can argue that that particular day, Jan Oblak had a very wonderful game. So the defense added with the goalkeeper's performance handed them the win. But yeah, if from a neutral perspective, you'll see that it is almost, you can say that it is anti-football or very very defensive tactics. Uh, Simply because if you don't score, you don't win. It is as simple as that. You may defend with 11 people, and then you do not score, then you do not win the game. Also, starting Joao Felix and from the bench, and then the impact that he had after coming on, he should have been he should have started the game according to me. Also, Marcus Llorente was not up to the mark, and Upamecano had Diego Costa in his pocket throughout the game. That youngster had a wonderful game, taking nothing away from the opposition. They played a very well defensive line, and they held Diego Costa. Then Morata came on. Actually, nobody got the opportunity to score, and Leipzig took their chances. So overall, it was a very unexpected result, but yeah, Leipzig deserve it.
We actually seeing like star players joining in late, as I asked Hardik as well, that Mbappe joined in late, and same we see that João Felix joined in late. I don't know why. Like, what are the strategy these managers are trying to put in with the other side of the, like, for their opponent. So, like, yes, I do believe that João Felix could have joined in the first starting 11, because it's the
Yeah,
impact that
the
we
only
saw.
reason
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I see Marcus Llorente starting is because he scored two late goals against Liverpool, and he was very instrumental giving them the win. So he may have got the nudge ahead of a certain Morata or yeah, the Felix. But then you do not play a certain Thomas Partey also in the midfield, and then that he himself is a defensive rock for Atletico, and then. I think Diego Costa and Marcus Llorente should have done a little more to give them something to defend. As if Atletico sit back, and then they defend first, and then they see if they can score or not. I don't see this any a good tactic because what kind of football is this? Yeah, like you just sit back and then you see if you can score. But instead of it, this should be a tactic that you score first and then just park the bus. That is still understandable, but such defensive tactics playing in UCL, I don't think it should be the way forward for Simeone.
Right. So I see Simeone going back to Madrid disappointed as always, because like we were expecting Atletico to move forward in this league and yes, perform really well. All right. Now I think it's time to move on to the one of the biggest fixture that we witnessed in the quarterfinal. That was Bayern and Barcelona. This was, I believe, quite an undisputed match, because we knew that Bayern has been performing really good. Lewandowski knew that he'll score, and the match will actually see good number of goals in this match, which we already saw. And but yeah, there was a quite dilemma over the Barcelona side, because we were expecting that Messi can turn around the game with his curving skills of curving the ball, and Suarez putting in the ball through the net. So yes, Shrajan, I would like to ask you, how was your experience watching this match? What are your comment on this particular match?
So, a small summary of the match would be two 14-year-olds playing FIFA who only know how to attack and cannot defend.
Right,
That
right,
would be the one-line summary for this match. Clearly, Bayern's squad was better and their form has been much better than Barcelona.
Hmm.
The only way Barcelona was going to win, their X factor is Messi. Had Messi magic been there, Barcelona would have given them a good fight. But because of the huge goal difference, uh, Barcelona bottled basically.
right.
After 50, 60 minutes, even they lost the will. It can be clearly seen after 50, 60 minutes that Bayern players were getting tired, and Flick substituted players in each position. Two
Right.
wingers, two defenders, one CDM. So he did that, and he made sure that the players are not tired. And they doubled their score
Right.
in the second half. Like it was 4-1 and then it was 8-2. So it was a really great game, and I don't think so Barcelona had any chance. Like the only X factor was Messi,
Right.
I see.
and he
And
did
for
not work
the
out.
X factor for Bayern, I believe, was Coutinho coming in
Yeah,
late in the later 10 minutes and giving an assist and two
yeah,
goals was, I believe.
yeah. He was showing Barcelona what they missed out.
Exactly. He was showing Barcelona what he's worth of.
Right.
Actually, Bayern Munich was so much such a great force as they did not score eight, they scored 9 goals. To be very honest,
Exactly. They scored 9
for
goals.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
They scored one for
Yeah,
Barcelona as well.
yeah,
And you see a certain Lewandowski scoring only one goal out of those 8 goals. So it tells you
yeah,
that Bayern is not dependent on
One man. Yeah.
Correct.
one
Correct.
particular player, unlike Barcelona, as we all know. So everybody in that Bayern squad is capable of scoring. I was just waiting for Manuel Neuer to come forward for a corner and for a header,
Score
but that
header.
didn't happen. Yeah, that didn't happen. But yeah, I would have loved to see a certain matchup with the City coming the next week. But yeah,
yeah.
it didn't happen. That is another topic of discussion.
Right.
Hmm.
So I'll start with the debate of Lyon and City's match that we saw yesterday, and it was, I believe, quite a drama that we actually saw because City wasn't up to the mark, and we weren't expecting this result actually because Guardiola, since winning over Real Madrid in the previous round, was actually a sign that City is in a great form and will put forward some great goals. But yesterday's performance wasn't really what we actually wanted to see. And I believe that City was basically missing Aguero at the centre forward position because Raheem Sterling did miss a really good and important chance that would have put
That
them
was
in
disappointing.
a draw at least. But then after that, Leon putting in another goal and taking this 3-1, the final score. So yes, I believe that this was not expected out of City, but Leon played really well. They were already putting great chances in the early 10 minutes, and then till the very end, I saw the manager writing down some great notes and putting the right players at the right position. That is what we saw. So yes, I think the results is what actually matters. As Shri mentioned, that it is just about putting in goals and defending. So that's what Leon did yesterday. DPA was a crucial player in the match. So yes, I think that the result is with us, and we have the semi-finalists. So I'll just say out the names of semi-finalists as you all know. So Leon will face Bayern in the first semi-final, and in the second semi-final will be between Leipzig and Paris, PSG. So, guys, I think discussion or the reviewing of the quarterfinal is over. We can move to just a small prediction for the semi-finals. So, I'll start with Shrajan. Shrajan, what is your view for the upcoming two semi-finals? Great and some amazing semi-finals, and the drama which we are already witnessing. Will that continue? So, yes.
Yeah, Champions League, dude, anything can happen. But I'm really rooting for Bayern over here. So Bayern, I'm gonna predict 3-1. Bayern's gonna win 3-1. And for Leipzig, PSG, I don't know, man. Like anything can happen.
We
Like
know that PSG really sometimes
Exactly.
because
underperform.
Leipzig has a solid squad, but PSG, you never know. It depends. If it's their day, they're gonna win. If it's not, they're not gonna win.
What if we are seeing two German teams playing in the finals? Can we see that happen?
Could happen. Could happen.
Absolutely possible.
Right, right. So, all right. Shay, moving on to you. What is your take on this predictions for the semi-finals?
After the last match Bayern played, you can just not predict the scoreline when Bayern is involved.
Right.
So winning 3-1 is an understatement. Even coming from a Bayern fan, I'll say three goals is a lot less, taking into consideration what Bayern is capable of. So yeah, Leon playing very well against City. Even taking into consideration that I think Bayern will simply crush Leon and they will move past them easily and into the finals. And on the other side, you see Mbappe starting now, so it will be a lot better, a lot easy for PSG to defeat this semi-finalist position team. Also, there's a one noticeable point that PSG haven't played many competitive matches because the French league hasn't restarted since the pandemic. So yeah, there might be a chance that the other team may take something out of the game, but most generically we'll be seeing Bayern Munich versus PSG in the final.
Right. So, Adik, do you agree with Shrey, or do you have a difference of opinions with this?
Yeah, I agree with Shiv at the point that he said that Bayern Munich will crush Lyon. I just want to say that I hope Lyon just don't make mistakes like Barca did. And
Right.
I hope they both play seriously. And yeah, it's going to be a tough match, but I'll always bet on Bayern seeing their form and their players. It's just outstanding. They're most likely the winners of UEFA Champions League. They're most
Right.
likely the winners. So obviously I'll bet here for Bayern Munich winning. I can't predict the score line because Ashley said if there's Bayern Munich, you can't predict anything. They can score at most how many goals they want to score. So yeah, and on the other hand, I'll say PSG, of course, because as we've seen PSG so far, yeah, they have made blunders, they have scored goals, they have conceded goals, they are careless. But yeah, obviously, but we can't say anything. But if they perform good and they take this match seriously, then of course they can win. So yeah, it's going to be a tough match between Leipzig and PSG. So I hope that it's a final of PSG and Bayern wins. But
But in
let's see what
2020,
happens.
we can't go with what is the obvious
Exactly,
actually.
exactly. This 2020 we can't say
Right.
anything. Yeah,
Even
Yes. So
Sterling did a Torres level miss. So
exactly.
remember how Torres missed against
Yeah,
yes.
open goal
Torres Music in
against
Manchester United.
United. Yeah,
Manchester United,
against
yeah.
United when he was in
Yeah.
Chelsea.
If Sterling would have scored, it would have ended somewhat
might have
2-2.
ended. Might have City
Yeah,
like might
might
have
have
ended.
ended 2-2 and it would have gone to extra time. The third goal would have not been conceded.
Right.
You
Right.
know, playing at that level and you see Sterling miss that chance.
Exactly.
It's a UCL quarter final.
Like De Bruyne was giving his best
You give
yesterday. De
50
Bruyne tried
million for
everything.
this. You give 50 million for this, and then oh my God, what a
And
horrendous
then
match.
Not even 50,
And
yeah. This guy is worth 150 million right now. Like
And I'll say
120 at least.
Ederson also was not up to the mark yesterday because if we see the goals that City conceded, he didn't play as the player who received a Golden Glove recently in Premier League. The first goal he conceded was very silly, and the third one also was like just a
I think first
deflection. He could
one.
have done better.
I think first one was a good management from the Leon side because that is what I didn't think that Ederson missed that because he passed on
And
the ball.
first one was, first
Yes,
one
it is.
Ederson was like on the edge of the
Yeah.
box,
He came
so he
forward too
couldn't
early. Yes.
react. Yeah, exactly. He came forward too early, so he couldn't
And the
react
first
on
goal
that.
also, yeah.
Yeah,
Both of the
and
goals. The second one also he parried it.
Yeah.
They
So,
expect the keeper to catch that and you
hmm,
do not
hmm,
spill
hmm,
that,
hmm.
but it's such inconsistency in that
I know.
City team.
Yeah,
You can not
And on
catch
the other
it.
hand, we see Sterling performing really good in the Premier League, putting
yeah,
in
exactly.
balls, exceptional goals out there, and then missing this such a great chance.
Scoring
Sterling
30
should
goals.
die.
Then like this, yeah.
Sterling should die.
I believe City fans will be crying out there because finishing second in the Premier League and rolling over out previously
I
by
was
Tottenham.
thinking this year would have been Atletico's year because there was no Barcelona or Real Madrid, but they also lost.
Yes,
And I thought this would have been Manchester City's year as well, but luck is luck.
this is
You
2020.
can't go further.
All right, guys. So yeah, I'll state my prediction as well for the two matches. So I do believe Bayern will be taking it to the finals. And prediction, I don't think prediction matters for Bayern here. Similarly,
Fair
for
enough.
PSG and Leipzig, I would say that PSG has a greater number of odds for winning the match, but I would still won't predict anything because that match involves a great dilemma because Leipzig is also great, the German side performing great. So no prediction from my end, and definitely prediction for Bayern moving to finals and taking the Champions League trophy. Right. So that's it. I believe that's it. Thank you for such a good discussion of the review for quarterfinals and semifinals. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
thank you for having me.